goal. That is a dream goal.
They found it. They finally found the goal they were looking for.
What a finish that is. Do not scratch your eyes. This is really happening.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today here on Game and Frame. I'm Ariel Duran and I'll be your host for today's match in the 34th Homenet Men Navasartian games here between New York and Boston. These two teams got their tournament started off yesterday. New York with a perfect record of 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. They won their first game against Montreal 2-0, and then later on in the afternoon beating Washington DC 5-1. And Boston won their only match that they played yesterday, 1-0 versus Montreal. We should be in for an entertaining match. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the first half for you in just a moment. And the 34th Navasartian Games would like to thank its sponsors that you can see right here. We'll be right back with the start of the first half in just a moment. Hello everyone, welcome back to our broadcast here. We're about to get started. Both teams taking the field with their starting 11s. Some players to look out for on the New York side. I had the pleasure of watching a couple of their games yesterday. Number 24, Michael Azatyan, contributed with a few assists and moments in the attacking third, helping his team out. The number 7, Christopher Simonian, also very lively in the midfield and did a good job in driving the ball forward and making things happen as a playmaker. And it's my first chance to see Boston play. They did get a win in their first game against Montreal, who also looked like a good team, so we should be in for hopefully a close matchup. New York right now with 2 wins under their belt, look very solid, and they look like they're determined to go through this tournament in perfect fashion. A reminder that there are 5 teams in the men's division, and there are 10 total games, so they each play each other once. And the top 2 teams progress on to the final. So right now, New York setting a great pace for themselves and look ready to win it all. Here we go, underway here, and here is the number 7 combining with 24, Azatyan. Vanian, the number 19, passing it into another playmaker they have, number 25, Shakeldian. New York right now playing with actually their 3rd string goalkeeper, Armen Abrahamian, after an unfortunate injury for their number 1 and number 2 in their last game of the afternoon yesterday against DC. So a familiar starting 11 that we can see here for New York. Number 23, their captain, Haig Peramzadian, steps into the midfield as well. One thing I noticed too watching New York yesterday, they like to use a lot of fluidity in their movement and also in their positioning with players, seeing a lot of versatility between the squad that they have and rotating with substitutes as well. And now Boston have their first chance to pass the ball along, and actually the ref deems that to be a foul throw. Or they're going to have them retake the throw in. I believe the spot was incorrect. And now they have it with the number 7, Orfalian. Nice passes to midfield and a back heel, but it's going to be picked up though by the number 6, Aslanian. Back for Guggen. Sekiani. And Shahinian wide for Vanian. Peramzadian asking for it in the midfield. Christopher Simonian goes over the top for his advancing winger. Michael Azatyan couldn't reach it. But that's a combination that we saw a lot yesterday in the way those two combined. Pass through the midfield, going to be picked off there by the number 8, Guggen. And he's going to drive forward. Pass 1, pass 2. Pass into the middle for Christopher Simonian. For Adbashian to get the first shot of the game. And it goes through the goalpost, but not through the back of the net. But very promising signs for New York early. More of the same that we saw yesterday. They were able to put 5 goals past Washington, D.C. yesterday. And they look to get off to a bright start here as well. Boston going to send this one high up into the midfield. Controlled there by Kochagdian. And Peramzadian there to pick up the pieces, clean things up. And now it goes out for a throw-in. Back here to Sukiani. And you can see the movement from the midfield of New York. Those players just buzzing around, trying to find pockets of space. Here comes Simonian trying to make something happen. Eventually it's half cleared. And Navasartian able to recover that situation for Shakel. And Simonian once again cutting inside. Simonian, what does he see here? Finds Adbashian for another chance into the middle, squares it. And the shot didn't quite come through there. New York so close once again. And so far it's been all New York. Boston struggling to really get a foothold so far. And they're going to try and send this one long down the line. They'll get another throw in a little bit further along down the field. And they throw into the middle there for Kochagbian. It's picked off there by Azadyan. Nearly given away once again. And this time looks like they can try and settle it down into the midfield with their number 10, Hamparian. And once again, New York so quick to pounce on every loose ball. Well won back though by Boston. And here's Hamparian looking forward with space now. Finally in the New York half of the field. But here come those defenders to clean things up. And a nice pass by Sikiani. Finds Atbashian and couldn't quite be controlled. Simonian let that one run, try to make an overlapping run beyond his striker. That time couldn't collect it. Tavishian with a throw down the line, looking for Ashian. And here's Simonian once again using the ref as a little bit of a pick there. Atbashian calling for it on this near side. Lots of space. Let's see if Gugan finds him. Does find him with a great pass. And Atbashian brings it down. Some nice skill trying to just create some space, and the pass goes just behind Simonian. And that pass in the midfield is a little bit loose from Orfalian. Here's Shakel. Twisting, turning, trying to find a runner going forward. And Gugan stayed up there, decided to just hold possession there in the midfield, slow things down. A nice dummy there by Simonian, leaves it for number 6, Aslanian. Here they come again. They almost got that ball to go through. And Boston now trying to just retain possession, and the ref blows the whistle there for the foul on the number 24, Margosian. Looks like Boston are playing a bit of a 4-3-3. They give away possession immediately from that free kick. Here's Christopher Simonian trying to drive through. Ends up getting taken down as he got past one defender, but not past the second. And this is a great position here for a free kick. And maybe an opportunity to test the goalkeeper. Atbashian had that shot earlier that went over the bar, and then a scuffed effort a little bit afterwards didn't cause any trouble. So now a chance. Let's see who ends up taking this one, or if they try to use a set piece routine that they've worked on as a team. Right now, 3 players hovering over the ball. Christopher Simonian sets the ball down. He won the free kick. Let's see if he wants to win his team the first goal in this game and give them the advantage. Looks like it'll be Simonian. And a good effort. Seemed comfortably saved by the goalkeeper. He was able to move his feet over. Didn't need to dive for that one. A good strike on the ball. It's always curling back towards the center of the goal. But a good effort from the number 7. Ampadian back to a center back. Orfalian able to advance it. And well held there by Margosian. Ampadian once again looking to bring his team into the game. And here they come down the line. Nice move. But that attack stops at Dylan Guggen. And here is the number 24, Michael, excuse me, not number 24, the number 4, Shahinian. We saw him and his center back partner, Sakiani, combining very well. And Simonian trying to pick out the run there of Aslanian. Doesn't reach him, and now Boston look for an open man in the midfield. And here they come with some space now. Back out wide. And Dylan Guggen going to close that one down. Nearly winning that one. But here comes Boston now in the penalty area. The cross comes in, and it's blocked. Nearly a handball as a New York player was down there on the floor. Looked like he was just trying to pick himself back up. Nearly put his hand down on the ground. And getting a handball there would have been a penalty right inside the area. And looks like that player's still down. And they'll be able to pick themselves up. That was the number 6, Eric Aslanian, trying to help his team out on defense. And he'll be able to recover and join his team in the center of that area and try and protect their goal. So a good set piece opportunity here for Boston. Let's see if they can make this one count. They've had very few opportunities to challenge this New York defense. Here comes the ball in. It's driven at head height and eventually cleared. Shaquille Dion racing to this one, has Azat Yan in front of him. And the ref blew his whistle. Looked like that ball had just gone out of play. And the ref looks like he was signaling to give the okay for a substitution, as Aslanian was ready to come off after suffering that minor injury. He was able to run it off. I'm sure he'll be back in the game later. Now enters the number 10, Nikogosyan. And a throw comes in there, nearly reaching Margosian, and controlled there by Azatyan. Gonna race to keep this one in play. Not quite quick enough to reach that ball. That ball was always spinning away as it bounced. Just spun further away from him towards the touchline. And Boston trying to get past these New York players. And now some space here. A chance to shoot. It's a good shot to sting the gloves of the third string goalkeeper, Abrahamian. Luckily for him, it was right at him. He had plenty of space in front of him to see that one coming. But a good strike nonetheless. First shot on target for Boston. Now a good ball over the top for Christopher Simonian. Will he reach this one in time? And it's a good step in there by Orfalian. Kevork Orfalian, the number 7. And now New York have a corner on their side. And plenty of numbers joining up in the box. Let's see what Simonian can deliver here. The ball comes in right over the head of Peramzalian. And it goes out for a throw-in on the opposite side. New York looked very dangerous in the first few minutes, and Boston starting to grow a little bit into this game, finding a little bit more space. A good combination there with Nikogosyan. Shakeldian trying to pick it up. He does recover it. And the ever-present, ever-busy Christopher Simonian there to combine with Shakeldian back for Vanian. He crosses it in towards the top of the box, and a good clearance sends it out away from the goal by the number 20 Kalajian. But here come New York once again. Azatyan for Guggen. His ball in towards the back post, trying to reach his striker number 11, Atbashian, but a comfortable header back for the goalkeeper was well executed. And now a long kick forward, trying to cause some problems. Nearly picked up there by Margosian. And Alex Orfalian able to find Hamparian. Margosian there with it. Looking for a cross towards that back post. Abrahamian getting there just in time. Able to touch it over the head, Wemby style, of the on-rushing attacker. Shakeldian wide for Guggen. Nikogosyan in front of him. Azatyan running forward. Looked like he may have been offsides had he reached that one. He started that run early, showing good speed, but a little bit too eager to get into that space. Here's Ashian driving inside of Anian. Still driving inside Ashian. Looking for help. And he was eventually just crowded out. Several New York players combining to minimize that space for him. And here's Atbashian now on the wing. Has Simonian ahead of him. Atbashian comfortably drifts inside. Under some pressure, still with it. Good balance, good strength there to hold off that pressure. Now for Simonian. Atbashian. Can he produce a cross towards that back post? And a good intervention there. Slides a pass into the midfield and a chance for Boston to break. Driving forward, Peramzalian applying pressure. Still Boston. Still come with the ball. As Hamparian was striding forward, made a great effort to bring that ball as far forward as he could, but eventually lacked the help. Good interception there by the number 21, Taraxian. Alex Orfalian couldn't reach that one. Here's Shakeldian. Has Nikogosyan running in front of him. Shakeldian still with it. Has pressure in behind. Able to turn and see that defender coming. And here's the captain, Peramzalian. Shakeldian turning, sees Atbashian, a great pass in behind, and the flag went up. And a good save by the goalkeeper, eventually with the feet. But the flag went up anyways. It was a good run, good spot by Shakeldian. So Boston looking a little bit more comfortable in their defensive setup, able to withstand this pressure so far from New York. But again, New York have lots of talent as well on their bench. So interested to see how their coach manages this game. Here comes the long free kick forward. Headed down by Shahinian. And Christopher Simonian tried to use a clever back heel for Azatyan. It didn't work out. But they regained possession here. Shahinian straight through the midfield, finding Christopher Simonian in space. Wide for Azatyan. Looking to use some skill, some dribbling to get past the defender. Tries to slide that one across for a teammate, lacked the conviction. Here's Shakel looking over his shoulder at Bashian for Vanian, and a sliding challenge comes in, well timed there to put that out of play by Alexander Tavishian. And we will see the reintroduction of Eric Aslanian, this time replacing Michael Azadyan. Boston have a throw in deep in their half. The chested effort down towards Christopher Simonian didn't work for Atbashian. And here comes Ashian driving forward. Pressure once again as Peramzadian did well to put his body in, but Ashian comes away with it. Tries to find the pass out wide. No flag. Chance for Boston towards the top of the box. Hamparian trying to reach it. And Vanian did well to step in just in time. And now Boston come again. Here for Hamparian. Another chance for Boston. It's scuffed in and not reached there at the far post. Golden opportunity for Boston, passed up. Thought he might try to slide in there and reach that one. These chances have been few and far between for Boston, but a very good opportunity there. Nearly getting the goal to take the lead, Alex Hananian. So some warning signs for New York, even though they've had the majority of possession and some good opportunities themselves. Something to look out for, as one mistake could be costly. Here's Sikiani. Wide for Guggen. Calm under pressure, finding Shakel Dian. And Peramzadian tries to slide that one in between the center back and left back. It doesn't quite reach him. But they win possession back in the midfield. Christopher Simonian looking to drive forward and well tracked back. Still, Christopher Simonian trying to make things happen himself. Eventually taken down. And another good position here for a free kick. Perhaps a little bit far for a shot. If they are going to shoot, I'm interested to see if someone else takes this, as Simonian won the free kick once again, but had his effort stopped relatively comfortably by the goalkeeper just a few minutes ago. I have a feeling they'll try and produce a cross this time, even though they have a four-man wall. Decide to go. Yes, they do go with a four-man wall. Guggen leaves it. Simonian for Peramzadian. His shot rifles over the crossbar. Not a bad effort. And we'll have a substitution here for Boston. The number 30, Arin Nazarian, entering the match. Taking the place of number 20, Harut Kalejian. So again, some shots from distance from New York, not hitting the mark. But again, promising signs for them, and Boston will be happy with the results so far. And their defensive effort will take a water break right now. So far, it's not at peak temperature in the day. It's a very early game for us here. Local time, 8:41 a.m. And I'm sure these players will be grateful for the water breaks, given that temperatures are still very warm. So, this being my first time seeing Boston play, I did get to see Montreal play yesterday, and Montreal looked like a tough team to try and break down. Perhaps a little bit of a learning curve for the New York players, that being their first game all together, and building with each other and forming that chemistry on the field. They were able to win that one 2-0. Boston able to squeeze by Montreal with a 1-0 victory. But right now, they got to be very happy with the position they're in right now. So later on, we do have more action for you. At 3 p.m., we'll have New York versus Detroit. And then be sure to tune in with us tomorrow as we will have the final of the men's division at 4:30 p.m. So far, New York making a great push to get into that final again. Out of the 5 teams competing in this tournament in the men's division, the top 2 will advance to the final. And having gotten to see each other at least once before, they'll have the opportunity to face each other again and perhaps learn from that first matchup that they've had. So right now, New York looking like one of the favorites to progress on to the final. These water breaks also useful for the referees. They also have to chase around the players throughout this game in the heat. We'll take a quick break ourselves, and we'll be right back with more action. All right, welcome back. We are about to get back underway after our water break. And Boston will start us off with possession. We ended on that shot from Navasartian. And Boston will have a goal kick. So as I was saying before we took our water break, Boston did a good job to keep themselves in this match, protecting their goal and defending everything coming their way, and also generating a few opportunities with a few scrappy moments, winning the ball back high up the field, and had an opportunity to take the lead. Had a very close chance as the ball was just bouncing across the face of goal, and the number 12, Alex Hananian, couldn't quite reach it to apply the finishing touch. And for New York, they were able to break through the lines a couple times, but not able to really challenge the goalkeeper and put themselves ahead. Here's Atbashian to take the throw in for Shkeldian. And he has some space to play into here. Has Peramzadian to his right. And on that far side, here's Guggen. Tries to spin away. Able to create some space for himself. And Aslanian cross to the far post towards Atbashian. And a good header away, puts it out for a throw-in. Seen a couple good interventions there from the number 9, Alexander Tavishian. And Boston wins that battle once again. Vanyan here trying to spin away. That ball's kept in play, and Boston are going to play on here. A good idea to pass that one. The 2v1, if they could combine there with Hampadian, but Dylan Guggen steps in the way. And Sikiani can look forward. Dylan Guggen, one of the players that's impressed so far defensively and in the attack, being able to show off some dribbling skills as well. Shahinian into the middle for Simonian. Tries to lay off a pass for Atbashian, but it's a little bit loose, that pass. And a chance to break forward. You can see the hustle, the hard work from the New York players trying to close those gaps. Shahinian does well to clear his lines. Pass play backwards towards the back line, and Boston can break here. Chance to get past Guggen, but he does his job once again. Finds Nikogosyan. Aslanian here. Aslanian driving. And he stopped there. Ran himself into a dead end. And Kuchagdian did well to get back in a defensive position to stop that attack. Now a long ball for Gimi, intercepted there by Peramzadian. Sets it there for Christopher Simonian. Going to try his effort from distance, and the goalkeeper does well to get down and stop that shot. Again, New York trying their luck from distance. They might want to try and create a couple of other opportunities from a closer range. Here's the number 8, Ashian. Under pressure, able to play it back for Tavishian. A nice ball into the middle there. Kuchagdian trying to find his winger and trying to get back to recover that. But here's Guggen trying to drive forward. Falls here for Christopher Simonian. Here's Atbashian going to try his luck once again. And that's not going to cause any danger for the goalkeeper. These players not afraid to shoot from distance. They're having plenty of opportunities. But Boston will be very happy to just see those efforts go away from their goal and not cause them any danger. The goal kick goes high into the air, headed on, but doesn't reach a teammate. Steven Hazarian trying to nudge that one on and connect with the teammate up top. He was all alone up there. Shahinian going to keep this one in play. Forward to Nikogosyan, trying to bring it down right in front of the number 21, Hagop Taraksian. couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Long ball forward. Trying to win that one, Boston, but it keeps coming back their way. That header back into the middle by Tavishyan. Eventually the whistle goes for a push by Nikogosyan. Passes to the midfield. Thought that might be intercepted by Peramzalian. He's able to win it back though. Sikiani for Simonian. Surrounded by a couple Boston players. You can see how determined Boston are on defense to cut out that space. I think they're more aware now of the danger that they see from these New York players, identifying who those playmakers are. You can see Simonian immediately surrounded by 3 players there, not allowed to turn and find a teammate. But New York do have another free kick here. And Vanian, the number 19, will take this one. A lot of players lining up towards that back post. And here comes that cross. It's a good one, and it's the first goal. Abbashian scores to make it 1-0 for New York. A great goal. And New York have their deserved lead. What a great delivery by Vanian to go over everybody and find that perfect pocket of space for Abbashian to just head it home. It's 1-0 here for Boston, and they finally have their goal. And now how can Boston respond? They had a couple good chances themselves, but New York were definitely having the better of possession and those opportunities. Boston a little bit more measured in their attack, trying to build, and that's a loose touch. Going to give possession right back to New York. Aslanian goes back to his right back, Guggen. Here's Shakel Dian. Vanian making a run on the outside. And again, that backheel flick doesn't quite work. Nice feet there by Amparian. A nice foot in there. Aslanian almost winning it back high up the field. A nice cut inside there by the number 30. Arin Nazarian. The ball forward there. Gonna reach Kalejian. Has help coming. Chance maybe to produce a cross. Nobody in the box though. And Boston try and pry their way through this New York defense. They end up winning a throw. And Azatyan will re-enter the game. Nikogosyan exiting for now. The throw in gets flicked over and nearly into a good area for a teammate. And Boston nearly winning it back right on the edge of the penalty area. And Azatyan full of energy, fresh off the bench. Gonna chase this one down. Nearly given away by the goalkeeper. Azatyan challenging for it. And the flag goes by the referee on the sidelines. Towards the goal, a great effort to keep it from going in. The flag was raised for a foul by the referee. Nonetheless, a great effort by Azatyan, who seemed surprised that it got pulled back. Looked like a 50-50. The goalkeeper nearly making a huge mistake and putting his team 2-0 down. A great effort from Kevork Orfalian to track back and keep that one from going in. Didn't hear the whistle and had to keep playing on. Showing great determination there. And Boston can gratefully restart things with a free kick. Tavishyan here. Across into the midfield. New York have great speed in their attack. And that was nearly a grave error for them. For Boston. That ball not able to be controlled on the far side. Greg Gubelian. Sikiani here into the middle for Atbashian. Again, you can see the fluidity here from New York as Azatyan, who started off playing on the wing, is now playing the center forward position. Atbashian dropping a little bit deeper in the midfield. Sikiani here, looking for some options, has Guggen to his right. And a good pass around the corner there for Azatyan. Gets past the goalkeeper and hits a side netting. So close once again. Had an option potentially to square it. Decided to go for goal himself. He had the number 16, Armen Mirzoyan, also streaming forward. And nearly Boston giving it away once again. And Azatyan, full of energy, full of speed, full of running. Gonna go for goal once again. And the goalkeeper stops it. Such a dangerous player for New York. Number 24, Michael Azatyan, with a couple opportunities coming his way in just the last few minutes. And now Boston trying to break forward, but it's stopped right at the halfway line by Shakel Dian. Ramzadian waiting for a little bit of support. Atbashian now goes forward. Aslanian back to Atbashian. And New York slowed things down a little bit here before springing on the attack. Here's Aslanian trying to produce a cross. Dribbles across the penalty area, nearly reaching number 16, Mirzoyan. Sikiani back forward for Aslanian. Ramzadian tries to slide it across, nearly found a teammate. And Boston, very lucky that this game is still at 1-0. A few quick-fire chances after conceding that first goal. And New York could have had a couple other goals added. Mirzoyan trying to squeeze that one through. Atbashian going to pick it up and create some space for himself. Atbashian thought about the shot, takes it, it gets blocked. And Boston trying to build on the attack here. They do have numbers going forward now. New York a little bit slow to recover. And that's a loose pass there from Hazarian. Sikiani back for the center back partner, Shahinian. And Vanian, who got the assist for that brilliant header by Atbashian. You can see the comfortable nature which New York passed the ball around. Very confident in their ability and quality on the field. Got to be careful not to get too relaxed, as I'm sure Boston are very hungry to find their equalizer. And the way New York are playing, a draw might not be the worst result for Boston in their hopes to make it into the top two to reach the finals. Nice ball movement though from New York, trying to just retain possession as we approach halftime. Now a little further forward for Shakel Dian. Had the run of Aslanian. Atbashian, couple step overs, squeezes it through for Peramzadian. Here's Azatyan trying to get another goal. And the chances seem to keep falling for Azatyan. This time couldn't quite get a shot off. Falls for Atbashian. And Peramzadian looking up, thought he might try and clip that one over the top. Atbashian here in front of goal. Atbashian still with it. And a good defensive effort to get that ball away from him. And here's Hampadian. Now forward for Kuchagdian. Cutting back. And Boston can retain possession a little bit further up the field. Kuchagdian. Now for Ashian. And And Abbasyan now finds Azatyan, who's in that center forward position. A ball forward there towards Aslanian. Not going to reach him. Good read by the goalkeeper to get out and claim that one. Hazarian looking for an option. Decides to pass back. And here he is again. Hazarian for Hamparian. And Atbashian down on this near side. Let's see if they decide to put the ball out of play here, as he'll need to get some medical attention maybe. Not sure exactly how he hurt himself. Looks like he'll be okay to get back up. Maybe just needed a moment and a substitution to replace him. We'll see the introduction of Vardan Hovanesyan, number 12. And again, with the nature of this tournament, with unlimited substitutions and substitutions able to enter and exit the game more than once, interesting to see how the dynamic changes as the game progresses. That'll be halftime for us here. New York lead it 1-0. Perhaps luckily for Boston, they could have had a couple more goals added. And Boston themselves, also not out of this, had a couple chances earlier in this match. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Welcome back here to LIU. We are about to get underway for the second half between New York and Boston. New York lead it 1-0, courtesy of a headed goal by Philip Atbashian, with the assist from Arsene Vanyan, number 19, combining to put their team ahead. But Boston, not out of this one. They had a few chances come their way. And for New York, they probably would like to see their finishing improve. They had several chances before and after their go-ahead goal to increase their lead even further. But right now it stands at 1-0. And Boston look to get that equalizer and keep their hopes alive to make it into the playoffs, into the final. And here we go. We're underway with the ref's whistle. And Boston start off possession. They look to go direct out wide, trying to cut in there. And New York win the ball right back. Here's Nadejian trying to win it back higher up the field. And eventually that ball goes out of play for a throw-in. It'll be taken there by Benlian. Eventually, whistle goes for a foul on Azad Yan. Taraxian just a little bit too close, a little too much pressure. Deemed unfair by the referee. And here's Levan Nadejian, the number 2, to take this one. New York going to send numbers forward and try to take advantage of this set piece opportunity. Try and whip in another good delivery. Here comes the cross. Right into the middle. And the header goes in, but saved by the goalkeeper. Not quite the purchase on that header to drive it towards goal. Ended up looping up and was caught by the goalkeeper. A run there, trying to advance for Boston. Not going to work out. Got cut out there. And Sikiani can look around, and New York can just pop the ball around. We saw New York have most of the possession in the first half, and after that first goal, looking a little bit more comfortable after giving themselves that buffer. And Boston right now just sitting back, trying to withstand the pressure coming their way. A pass there, nearly combining in the middle with Azad Yan. Well, one back though. Here's Azad Yan for Nadejian. And Aslanian sees his teammate in the middle there. Oh, looked like he may have hurt himself, but the cross comes in. Bugan tries to control it. Azad Yan goes for goal. And it's a well-driven shot. This time right at the goalkeeper. And Azad Yan immediately hustles out. Tries to put pressure on the ball. And that ball is going to go back to the goalkeeper. He'll keep it in play before going out for a corner kick. Looks like New York have introduced the number 5. Who'll track this ball out of play. Haig Anastasian. And he puts it in play for Sikiani. Shahinian into the middle for Aslanian. And Shahinian sends the ball forward towards Azad Yan. And a battle for it in the midfield. And the players jawing at each other, letting their thoughts be known. The whistle goes for a foul though for New York. And now they have a free kick from a very similar position to the one they just had. Perhaps a little bit closer. And let's see if they go for that same area. Here comes the cross in. Doesn't get past Ashian. And Guggen gonna keep this one alive on the edge of the penalty area. He's driving inside. Here's Guggen. Gonna slide the ball through, looking for Ramzadian. And it was cut out once again. Here's Anastasian. Looking for a teammate. Played right into the middle. And they're being picked off. He goes back this time for Sikiani. Here's Aslanian now in the midfield. Ramzadian able to toe poke that one forward towards Azatyan. Now it's passed back. Again, these players for New York just buzzing all around the field in different positions, popping up in different areas. Anastasian trying to slide it forward for Azatyan. Anastasian's throw. Nice dummy there by Aslanian. Nearly got his own pass there. And a good pass out wide by Hampadian. Controlled there by the number 13, Yegian. And his pass out wide might reach his teammate. And Abrahamian able to get there in time and claim it. Was a good long-range searching ball there from Vardan Yegian. Didn't quite reach his target. Hampadian back for Yegian. And Ashian for Hampadian. Again, trying to swivel past Ramzadian, but he does well to hold his ground and pick that ball up now. Driving forward, has an option to his right and to his left. Looks like he might go alone. Here is Nejian. Then Nejian's effort driven right at the goalkeeper, able to dive down and keep that one out the net. And Dylan Guggen trying to track back and win this one for his team. Nice job there to keep the progression forward there by Ashian. And Yegian looked like he was just able to keep that one in play. Now facing up Anastasian. Hampadian trying to get through, and Guggen's there. Now in the midfield, breaking up the play. And here he is now with space in front of him. And here's Vanian. Finds Hovhanessian. And a sliding tackle brings him down. But the ref says that he got the ball, and the ball went off of Hovhanessian last. So a great sliding effort there to prevent the danger and win his team the ball back. We'll see the reintroduction now of Hagop Kuchagdian, number 17 for Boston. And Chris Ashian will exit for now. Getting a handshake from his coach. Proud of his effort so far. Vanian trying to send that one forward. Ends up going straight up in the air. And Aslanian can bring it down back for his left back. Shahinian and Sikiani have played every minute so far of New York's games, and those two look to have very good chemistry and coordination back there, even with all the other changes around them. It'll be a throw here for New York. Anastasian advancing forward. Wonder if the ref's going to tell him to move back a couple paces, and he will. He goes back for Sikiani. And Piramzadian looking forward. A good touch to the side by Guggen. And that pass into the middle looking for Azatyan. Not going to find him. And Boston can try and build away from their goal now. They pass backwards and now down the line towards Hampadian. Looks right now like the most likely player to produce something for Boston. Has a chance to cross it in. He does so here. Goes looping over the goalkeeper. Nearly into the goal directly off that cross. I'm sure that's not what he intended. Looked like Margosian may have gone ahead to it had it been a little bit closer to him. But Armen Abrahamian, grateful to see that one just go out of play. Sikiani restarts things for New York. And Shahinian trying to play down the left side with Vanian. Aslanian, number 6 in the midfield now. Dylan Guggen. Sikiani. New York happy to just slow things down, build through their defense in midfield, and now they look forward. This time it's intercepted, and Boston nearly able to come away with it going forward, but it falls here for their captain, Piramzadian. Anastasian back for Sikiani. And Aslanian's ball forward, looking for Levan Enejian. And the ref blows his whistle, gives a free kick for Boston. And we'll have another change. It'll be the number 29, Steven Hazarian, coming in for the number 10, Daron Hamparian. Here come Boston down the near side. But once again, New York players all over them, trying to apply pressure and not let them turn. A nice ball played out wide there by Kushagjian. Now the ball comes forward and it's met equally by Shahinian. Ovanisian trying to bring that one down. It was spun away from him. Now a loose pass going to give possession right back to New York. So still at 1-0 here. I'm sure New York and their coach would love to see another goal hit the back of the net and give themselves a little bit more of a cushion, a little bit more liberty here. Dylan Guggen trying to go forward here. And Levan Nenejian still with it, applying pressure. Puts the ball out for a goal kick. And Boston will just be biding their time and maybe waiting for an opportunity to attack and get that equalizer. We have a player down here for Boston. Looks like he'll be able to get back up to his feet himself. Tavishian gonna come off just for a moment. And we'll see the number 8, Chris Ashian, re-enter. And it looks like the number 20 for Boston, Kalejian, will fill in at right back as Tavishian takes a moment to recover. So Boston's goal kick over the head of Piramzadian, nearly brought down. Eventually does fall here for Boston. Again, 2v1. You can see the New York players combining to defend well. And here they come on the attack. Azat Yan looking around. Has options in front of him. Also space in the midfield if they can find him for Aslanian. Piramzadian with pressure behind Megian. And a nice ball forward for Guggen. Guggen to try his luck. And a foot save right at the near post by Boston. Able to prevent another goal. But New York have another corner kick. And it'll be Levan Enejian to take this one. His ball in is met by Piramzadian. It's a good header, but not on target. Again, very dangerous from set pieces. Piramzadian this time, one of the taller players for New York, able to get his head to it. Tried to direct that header down, did a good job to keep it low, but the angle wasn't quite right, always going wide of the goal. And Boston can send this one back up the field. It'll be picked up here by Kuchakjian. Chance for Ashian on the wing. Gonna pass it in here, and a back heel for Kuchakjian. Didn't quite work out there for Boston, but here comes Piramzadian, and Azadian was offsides. Tried to just spin around. I've seen that a couple times. He has great speed and just went a little bit early trying to make that run. Boston did well to hold their line and see that coming. Here's Gobenlian. All the way back for Kevork Orfalian. Made some crucial interventions, saving a ball off the line, even though Azadian's shot came from an offsides position. Showed great grit and determination to get back and protect his goal. Gobenlian driving inside. Gobenlian still cutting back, trying to create space for a shot, and he's crowded out. Here's Levan Enegian with space in front of him, has Azadian to his right. Guggen through the middle. Tries to go through the middle for Guggen. He might reach this one, and eventually it goes past everybody, and the goalkeeper can just watch it roll back and pick it up. Dylan Guggen's so close, thought he might try and stretch out a leg and just get a toe to it. Good ball there. Played through the middle as well for him. Kuchakjian back for Margosian. Is able to spread the pass out wide. And here's Ashian trying to lift it up for Kalajian. And Vanian can play it into the midfield. Aslanian Nenejian running into space. Had a channel to run through. Now he's in an offside position. Looks disappointed he didn't get that pass earlier. Still towing that line of offsides. Here's Guggen, and a good sliding challenge. Stops the danger and ends up winning his team the throw as well. Nice tackle there from Harut Kalejian. And we'll see Daron Hamparian re-enter the game, as well as a couple changes for New York. Number 20, Sevak Sarkisian, and the number 18, Aram Hovesepian. So Boston restart things, and as the clock ticks down, every moment will be precious for both teams. New York won't want to make another mistake, even though they've looked comfortable in this game with lots of possession, lots of chances, opportunities like this where they pick the ball up high up the field. Here's a substitute, Sevak Sarkisian, passing back for Sikiani. And once again, good ball movement. New York just zipping the ball around. And a nice ball played in. Gonna reach the back post. Azadian's shot just loops up gratefully into the goalkeeper's gloves. He's gonna throw this one right into the middle for Amparian, under some pressure from Aslanian. And he's able to squeeze away and create some space. Still going forward, Hamparian gonna play this one in, and it's picked off by Sikiani. In a good position there to intercept. And here come New York once again with Guggen, and slow it down. And Aslanian gonna just hold it there in the midfield and bring his team into the game as New York slowly advance higher and higher up the field. Here's the captain again, Piramzadian. And Sikiani has Sarkisian and Enegian. His ball forward towards Azatyan, trying to control it in close quarters. Couldn't quite keep that one close. It'll be a New York throw. And another substitution. We'll see the reintroduction of number 30, Arin Nazarian. Looks like he'll take up that right wing position that Chris Ashian was in. And Boston have the throw on this near side, taken by Greg Gwebenlian. Kavorko Falian. And the number 17, Hagop Kuchagjian. Him and Hampari on the number 10 look like two of the more likely players to produce something in the attack for Boston. Seen a couple moments of magic produced by some of their wingers as well, but nothing really troubling the New York defense. And here come New York once again with speed from Guggen and a shot watched all the way by the goalkeeper. Again, these shots from distance from New York not quite causing the trouble they'd hoped to see, and Boston just grateful that they're able to regain possession and try and rebuild. That pass looking for Hazarian didn't get to him. About 20 minutes gone here in the second half, and Boston look like they have built a little bit on their performance in the first half. Here's a chance now to drive down the line, maybe put in a cross. Cut back inside towards the top of the box. Not going to reach Hazarian. But here's a chance now to switch play. Good idea here for Gwebenlian. On his left foot, trying to cut inside. And Levan Nejian does well to stop that in his tracks. And here comes a speedy Azatyan, tracked back by Gwebenlian. Good speed by the number 3 to get back. And a sliding challenge just in time to stop Azatyan's advance forward. And it'll be Dylan Guggen to take this throw in. He goes short towards Levan Nejian. There's options in the box if they choose to cross. No pressure on them. And now a little bit of pressure applied on Peramzadian. Spinning away, finds Guggen. Peramzadian. And Nejian here. Boston not pressuring too high up the field. Happy to let New York just play themselves out of possession. And now some pressure being applied on their center back. On the substitute who just came in. Number 20, Sarkisian. But here comes their captain, Peramzadian. Nice ball to Azatyan. Try to feed it into Guggen first time. A little bit of unconventional control. Ended up bouncing off the hand. And we'll have our second half water break. We're going to take a quick break ourselves, and we'll be right back with more action for you. All right, welcome back. We are about to get back underway here to finish off the second half. New York still leading this one 1-0. It's been an impressive display from them and a resilient display from Boston to keep New York from scoring any more goals. And for Boston, they are trying to find a way to get back level in this match. We've seen a couple chances fall their way, more so in the first half. The second half has been more controlled by New York. And New York will look to finish off some of these opportunities that they've been presented. It'll be Boston to restart things for us. Just waiting for the linesman on the far side to get back to their position and to get the okay from the main official. So after this game for New York, they have one more matchup against Detroit, who actually drew 5-5 in their first match of the tournament yesterday against DC. And we restart now with possession for Boston. Would love to have a high-scoring game in our next matchup for entertainment for you all, but regardless, we're here for the love of the sport. Even this game so far, even at 1-0, we've had plenty of excitement, lots of chances for New York, and a few agonizingly close opportunities for Boston. And here they come, trying to make something happen down the line. Bashian covering that position. And here is Taraxian finding Gobenlian. Cutting inside, being covered there by Hovasepian. And Yegian's ball down the line, trying to combine with the teammate. And Dylan Guggen sends that one into the stands. They're going to get a new ball onto the field. And a hard challenge there, as looked like Alexander Tavishian tried to control that ball, ended up being hit by a couple New York players, and now Boston have a free kick right on the edge of the area. A great position here, and it'll be their number 10, Hampadian, to try and deliver a goal-scoring touch. These opportunities have been few and far between for Boston to put dangerous crosses in or shoot on goal from set pieces. Here's Hampadian to go for that far post, and it's a great save by Abrahamian, and he collects it at the second attempt. What a great diving effort there by the third-string goalkeeper to get down and save that one from reaching the bottom corner. Good effort from Hampadian. Put that ball exactly where it needed to be, and Abrahamian stepping up in a big way to make the save. Here's Adam Hovasepian into Bashian. And back to Hovasepian here. Boston once again so close. What a great opportunity for them. And New York will have Abrahamian to thank for that massive save. Nice touch there to keep it alive by Tavishian. And Hampadian took some contact, looking at the ref for the whistle, not going to get it. And a chance here to break. A good ball forward for Azadyan. Can he make it two? Tries to clip the goalkeeper. Is it going to go in? Yes, it is. It's 2-0 for New York. What a turnaround. After missing that opportunity for Boston, New York take a 2-goal lead, courtesy of Michael Azadyan. Lightning quick and a brilliant touch over the goalkeeper to give his team a 2-goal cushion. Just what New York needed after Boston may have been growing in confidence after getting that set piece opportunity. And Now New York can take a deep breath and maybe relax just a little bit. Just a little under 15 minutes left to go in this match. 2-0 here for New York. How painful that'll be for Boston after getting so close to leveling the match, seeing that ball go in. It's a nice assist there from Navasartian to find the advancing Azatyan. And it was a nice little finish. Almost left that one short there, Gobenlian. We saw Azatyan get very close with a couple opportunities in the first half. And this time, able to find the back of the net. Yegian's ball forward. Intercepted, but falls here for number 20, Kalejian. And Boston trying to spin away and advance forward. Has a loose pass straight to Shaquille Dion. And here come New York once again with their captain, Piramzadian. Under some pressure. Able to pass it out wide for Atbashian. And a good tackle there. Puts that ball out of play. And we'll see the reintroduction of the number 8, Chris Ashian. And exiting for now is the number 7, Kavork Orfalian. Vanian throws it in for Atbashian, cuts it back nicely, tries to cut it back once again. This time he's cut down. And Piramzadian trying to come away with it. Puts his foot in. Atbashian gets his pass blocked. It'll spin away. It looks like it'll go out for a corner. So another set piece opportunity for New York. They'll look to make it a 3-goal lead. Got to be careful here in the counter. Boston leaving 2 players back towards the halfway line. And Abrahamian well advanced outside of his goal. Got to be careful that a counter doesn't catch them off guard. But here comes the corner kick. They go short here. Here's Vanian. Delivered the assist for the first goal. And Shaquille Dion at the top of the box. Setting it back for Guggen. Shaquille Dion here. Shaquille Dion still. Across. Piramzadian. Guggen tries his luck. And that shot agonizingly close to that far corner. Tried to place it right in the upper 90. Didn't really go for power there. Probably a wise decision, but couldn't hit the mark. And we'll see the number 12 for Boston come back into the game, Alex Hananian. And here's Yegian. Pass out wide here for the number 12, Hananian. Combining up top and a pass forward, looking for Chris Ashian. Didn't reach him. Sakiani out wide for Hovhanessian. Hovasepian, excuse me. And New York can advance forward. Shaquille Dion under a little bit of pressure. Able to get that pass off. And Atbashian couldn't quite get it around the number 20, Kalejian. Loose pass there. Not picked up by a Boston player. Here's Piramzadian. Piramzadian still on his right foot. He might try a shot. And Hovasepian trying to step in, win it back for his team. Yegian driving forward into the middle for Chris Ashian. Back to Yegian. Can he reach this one? Yes, he can. Cutting inside. Has options. Tries to go for goal himself. Curling effort. Able to just be stopped with the feet of Abrahamian. And he waits until the last second to pick that one up and play it back for his center back. And now New York can build on his right side. Space ahead of Hovsepian if he can advance forward. Azatyan in front of him, sees that space, tries to run into it. And a slack pass can be picked up there by Abashian. Abashian now to make it 3. And he misses the target. Another opportunity for New York. How many chances are they going to let go by? And Boston still have a chance here. Just about under 10 minutes left. Here's Kuchagjian advancing forward. Trying to combine with his midfield partner, Hamparian. And now space is opening up here for New York. If they can make the numbers count, it's a 3-on-2. Here's Azatyan. Azatyan still with it. Faking the shot, cutting inside for Piramzadian to shoot, and he scores the 3rd for New York. Great goal. Great team goal by New York to make that number advantage count. And now they have a 3-goal lead. And surely that's all 3 points for New York. The captain, Piramzadian, had a great game up to this point and caps it off with a goal for himself. And now New York are surely in the final with potentially here a 3rd win of this tournament. One more game to go later on today against Detroit. I'd be interested to see if their coach decides to apply some rotation. Looks like we'll have some rotation right now. We'll have a few changes coming. We'll have 4 changes all at once. 5 actually. And Azatyan getting the hugs and congratulations from his teammates and his supporters. And the teams might need a second just to sort themselves out. And it will be a rest for Sikiani. First time that he's sat down this tournament. And New York will mostly be concerned probably with keeping a clean sheet, keeping Boston out the back of the net. And for Boston, they have nothing to lose here. Perhaps maybe just goal difference, not wanting to fall further down the table. They got that first win in the tournament. And here they come right now with Hamparian. Maybe a chance to get one back. And that pass goes backwards. Eventually control, then whistle goes for a foul. It'll be a free kick there. And the ref will show a yellow card to Atbashian. Probably for something he said to the referee. Not sure if he was the one that made the contact for the foul. And it'll be Yegian to take this set piece. We saw earlier the best chance of the second half for Boston, produced by the number 10, Daron Hamparian, from a little bit closer to goal. And this time, looks like Yegian explaining some instructions to Chris Ashian, and Yegian will take a tame effort towards goal. Abrahamian gratefully picking it up. Sarkisian now. Nikogosian. Looking for runners in front of him. Does play it over the back. And the goalkeeper is going to go back into his goal. Chance here to make it 4. And a save at the last moment. Hovsepian just waiting to see if the goalkeeper would dive early. Ended up getting his shot blocked. Once again, another run coming in from Mirzoyan across the other side of goal. Nearly had an opportunity to score in the first half as well as Azatyan. Could have slid a pass across. This time, Mirzoyan once again left wanting for the ball. Aslanyan going to take this corner kick. Lifted up in the air and a good header. Goes over the bar. A nice chance there as Hovsepian got his head to it as he was turning around. It was a good effort, but couldn't quite keep that effort down and on target. New York so close now to securing all 3 points in this match. 9 points in the tournament. They're looking to go perfect all the way through and claim the crown. That ball's going to go out of play for a throw-in for Boston. And the number 29, Steven Hazarian, will re-enter for the number 10, Hampadian, who's put in a good shift throughout this game, but so far hasn't been able to give his team the advantage. Attempt to control, and a nice pass forward there for Hazarian. And now a chance maybe for Boston. Cut inside and eventually played out there. So here come Boston, deep in the New York half, right on the edge of the penalty area. Can they produce a cross? They don't really have numbers in the box. Hazarian, the closest player. It does go out for a corner kick, and now a chance to send people forward. Boston don't have long left to try and rescue this match. Just about 2 minutes left in regulation time. We'll see if the referee decides to add on any significant chunk of stoppage time for the water break or the goals or substitutions. Here comes the corner kick. It's a good one. Right on top of the goalkeeper. Abrahamian drops it, and the header goes towards goal, and it does go in. Touched home in the last second by the number 17, Hagop Kuchagjian. And Boston do get a goal back. Let's see if Boston can carry some momentum into the final moments of this match and perhaps get a point from this match and stop New York from going perfect through this group phase. Maybe just a little too late for Boston. But they'll be grateful to get on the score sheet and break through this New York defense, who so far looked very good, only conceding the 1 goal in their first 2 games, and now this late goal. Again, Abrahamian, the third-string goalkeeper, was playing as wingback earlier in the tournament. Unfortunate injuries to the other goalkeepers sees him called into action in goal. He did come through with a couple massive saves earlier, especially off of that set piece from Hampadian, diving to keep it out the corner of the net. And this time couldn't quite make that ball stick in his gloves. Here's Goben Leon trying to get past a few players, has to drive back into the midfield. And we approach the 90-minute mark. The ref checking his watch. And that'll be the final whistle. New York win this one 3-1. Was a great team performance by them. And Boston showed a little bit of fight towards the end. But truthfully, New York deserved their big victory here. They go perfect so far through the group stage. Tune in with us later. We'll have New York versus Detroit at 3 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.